Hi, everyone. If you're joining us, we're just giving people a minute to get logged in, and we'll get started in just a few. Welcome, everybody. I'm just giving a few more minutes for people to get logged in. Just a couple more moments here. Hi again, if you're just joining us, we're just giving people a moment to get logged in. We'll be starting in a moment. Hello, everyone. Just giving people one more minute to get logged in. All right, I think we've got a good crowd here, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us to discuss how technology is powering the future of healthcare. If you're new to Jotform, welcome. Jotform offers a suite of no-code solutions designed to help organizations collect, share, and manage their data. It all starts with our incredibly powerful drag and drop form builder. I'm grateful to have two of my colleagues joining us today. Griffin, our wizard behind the scenes, will watch for your questions in the chat. And Lauren, our amazing manager of customer success, will be providing a demo so you can see practical examples of the ideas shared today. We're going to pack a lot of great information into this webinar, and we'll be recording it for your future reference. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's a quick overview of today's topics. First, we'll highlight how innovation is impacting healthcare. Next, we'll discuss how digitalization can create some quick wins. Then we'll look at how healthcare organizations are leveraging data to improve services and patient outcomes. We'll also share how AI is supporting providers and patients. After that, we'll have a quick demo to demonstrate these ideas in practice. At the end, we'll share some resources to help you learn more about these topics. And we'll wrap up with a little Q&A. Let's dive in. Perhaps the biggest change to the healthcare landscape is telehealth. Telehealth visits accounted for only 0.1% of all patient visits in 2019. Since then, it's steadily grown to roughly 17% in 2023. As the industry increasingly moves in a digital direction, many healthcare organizations are struggling with aging infrastructure and inflexible electronic medical record systems. As a result, bolstering security to prevent cyber attacks is an increasing concern. Last year, over 2/3 of healthcare organizations experienced disruptions in patient care due to cyber attacks. Adding to the disruption, early adopters of AI are implementing new ways to enhance services and care. One example is artificial intelligence-powered booths. These are appearing in local malls, collecting patient medical history and providing a diagnosis strategy, which is transferred to a clinical expert. The AI-powered booths also connect patients with physicians and dispense over 100 different medications. If all of that seems a bit overwhelming, there's good news. You don't need to build a robot or have a computer science degree to take advantage of all the benefits technology has to offer. In fact, many healthcare technology solutions are designed so you can transition paper-based processes and workflows into digital, automated work streams with absolutely no coding. Depending on your setup and needs, you can augment your existing systems with new technologies or replace old systems completely. Digitizing paper forms makes it easier for new and existing patients to enter their information, request appointments, and engage with a healthcare practitioner from their home, office, or mobile phone anywhere in the world. Once you digitize your data, you can pre-populate form fields, saving patients time and minimizing errors created by manual entry. Many solutions enable tailored access to patient data and HIPAA-friendly features, so you can ensure sensitive information is protected and enable data-driven decisions. Lastly, online forms and information require no paper, no printing, and no physical storage. A move to digitalization means more affordable, sustainable records management. Digitizing paper forms gives you immediate access to your data, so you can act on it in real time. The most obvious example is having visibility of a patient's health history and current condition as they move through registration to receiving care. But these benefits are also exceedingly helpful for managing entire systems of care. It also makes it easier to aggregate and anonymize data to identify trends. Healthcare organizations are leveraging these capabilities to gauge patient satisfaction, identify patient preferences for new services, and analyze their return on investment after adopting new systems. One of our customers was able to determine that 1/3 of patients using their new text care program would have gone to urgent care, and 5% would have gone to the emergency room. The upshot? Digitalization enabled them to not only enhance patient services, but also yield tremendous savings by avoiding expensive or unnecessary urgent and emergency care. AI is the new frontier of healthcare technology, and it's showing up more and more. While there are valid concerns and debates taking place about its implementation, pioneers in the space are looking for ways to leverage AI in a way that benefits patients and practitioners alike. One such organization is using AI to prevent seniors from falling, which is one of the leading causes of injury-related death for those 65 and up. Their process leverages a simple online form that enables anyone to upload a video of a person walking. Once the video file is submitted, their team uses AI to track and analyze the individual's gait, posture, balance, and body symmetry. The analysis takes just a few minutes and generates a report that includes the patient's risk of falling, recommended exercises, and diagnosis codes that providers can use to inform treatment. Given the many challenges seniors face with mobility and recovery, leveraging AI in this way can make a tremendous difference in their access to healthcare and the related costs. All right, at this point, I'd like to hand things over to Lauren, our stellar manager of customer success, to show you how you could implement these ideas for your team or within your practice. Take it away, Lauren.
Thanks, Lainey, and hi, everyone. I'm Lauren, and I'm a Jotform Enterprise Customer Success Manager. I'm so excited to be sharing this demo and show you how some of Jotform Enterprise's features can be best utilized in the healthcare space. Today, I'll be working in a demo enterprise server to show you how all of these helpful tools look in real time. If you're already using Jotform Enterprise, these screens will likely look familiar to you. During this demo, I'll be showcasing a few different forms, all from within our aptly titled Healthcare Heroes team. These forms were created in collaboration between myself and Lainey. As with the specific forms I'll be showing, Jotform Teams is a great feature to consider utilizing to easily share and collaborate with other users in the system on the same forms, apps, tables, signed documents, and reports. When dealing with potentially sensitive patient information, as we'll see throughout the demo today, Teams can also allow you to designate which specific users in your server are able to see which specific information. As I mentioned, Lainey was the creator of some of these forms, but as a member of our Healthcare Heroes team, I'm given the permission to view, edit, and collaborate with this data, even though I was not the original creator. Additionally, the demo environment we're using today is not HIPAA enabled. However, the basic functionality I will be showing today regarding form building and configuration will be the same. Depending on your process, there may be some additional considerations to keep in mind in a HIPAA compliant environment. If you have any questions regarding your specific use case, please reach out to our support team if you are a current enterprise user, or our sales team if you are interested in exploring HIPAA compliant options within Jotform Enterprise. And without further ado, let's hop right in, starting at the very beginning with the process of scheduling patient appointments. An appointment request form can be directly embedded onto your website or portal for ease of new or existing patient access. For our example today, I have our form builder up. On this appointment request form, we've employed the use of the appointment element. The appointment element allows the patient to see open time slots and select their appointment with ease while taking your availability and their own schedule into consideration. The appointment element is incredibly customizable. Here, you can set the length of the appointment and choose the interval of time that appointments can be scheduled by selecting the first appointment slot and the time the last appointment should be over. You can get even more detailed by setting different intervals for different days of the week. Another customization you can add is adding holidays or vacations to the calendar to prevent patients from scheduling while the provider is out. To prevent overscheduling a provider's day, you can also set the maximum amount of appointments allowed to be scheduled in a certain day and allow adequate preparation time for an appointment by setting a minimum scheduling notice, which in this case I've set to 48 hours. Further, one unique feature to the appointment element is the ability to automatically send reminder emails. Because we are collecting the patient's email address on the form, we can opt to send them a reminder a day before their appointment and customize the body of the email itself. This would be a super helpful place to include any pre-appointment instructions or even directions to the office to make the day of their appointment as stress-free as possible. Another feature I want to highlight is a more advanced version of this form, using the appointment element alongside some conditions. Let's move over there now. At this form, we ask the patient what the purpose of their visit is. When selected from that list, that will open a calendar specific to the provider that can meet their need. Each calendar is completely unique to the provider and their schedule. Let's take a look at the conditions to see exactly how this works. When building this form, we added an appointment element for each of the providers. Once those were in place, we created conditions that would only show the calendar that matched the selection they made regarding the purpose of their appointment. In this example, if the patient selects skin issue or rash as the purpose of their visit, they will see the calendar specific to the dermatology provider. This simple addition of conditional logic not only ensures that the patient is seeing the right provider, but also ensures that the provider is only seeing patients that they would be able to help. So now that the patient has been scheduled, let's look at some other ways we can streamline and automate the pre-appointment process, starting with the filling of additional forms to collect their insurance information and provide other intake information necessary for their record. Here's our thank you page builder. The thank you page is shown once a form is submitted and serves as a confirmation that their entry was successful. However, there's another helpful feature that can give patients easy access to the other forms they need to complete. Adding the Fill Another Form action button is that helpful tool. The Fill Another Form button will directly display on the thank you page and allow the patient to click on the secondary form and fill them out immediately upon scheduling their appointment. For our demo today, I've already gone ahead and added the insurance verification and patient intake forms as buttons for the patient to fill out. To add these to your own thank you page, you will just need to click this Action Buttons button right here. When adding additional forms to the thank you page, you can also add a pre-fill. This will allow information entered on that initial appointment request form to be passed to other forms to save them time by bypassing duplicate information fields such as name, date of birth, and email address in this example. As long as the origin form, in this case, the appointment request form, and the target form, in this case, the insurance verification form, have the same fields, you can pass information with ease. Let's take a quick peek at that in action. Here, I have my appointment request form all filled out and ready to submit. Once I do submit, I now see the thank you page with the links to the other forms requested of me as a patient. Clicking into the insurance intake form, and all of my information is already filled in for me. This is just one way you can provide a patient with their additional forms to fill, but there are plenty of other ways that the patient can receive pre-filled, pre-appointment forms. The next option is utilizing Jotform's dynamic and customizable approval workflow. This workflow will actually assign the secondary forms and send links to the patient email so that they can easily access them at a later point should they need. Once the appointment has been scheduled, our automation via approval flow will provide an easy and seamless way to send any pre-appointment paperwork to save time the day of their appointment. In this example approval flow process, upon scheduling the appointment, the patient will automatically receive emails containing custom and personalized links to their insurance verification and the more detailed patient intake forms. With the approval flow process, there are additional customizations you can make, such as, similar to the thank you page buttons, set up a pre-fill. You can also customize the email sent upon form assignment. Additionally, you can send reminder emails on a specific cadence to ensure that patients are filling in these forms before heading into the office for their appointment. With these customizations, you can add any notes or instructions that the patient would need to know ahead of their appointment, making it, again, easy and seamless for all parties involved. Regarding the setup of these secondary forms themselves, let's take a look at one easy way you can configure a form using paperwork you already have in your arsenal. We'll use the patient intake form as an example. Currently, you may be using a hard copy form handed to the patient once they arrive for their appointment. These forms are often comprehensive and could cut into the time with the provider. Using our smart PDF functionality, you can upload the exact PDF document you're using and digitize it. Once uploaded, most fields from the form will automatically add elements onto the web form that are easily mapped to the PDF. Once completed, the data entered on the web form can be mapped to the PDF. And if any fields were not automatically captured, they can be easily and manually added. And all elements will be mapped to the original PDF, including the signature down here at the bottom. While on the subject of signatures, I also would like to highlight our signature tool, Jotform Sign. Jotform Sign is a complete electronic signature solution. Similar to the standard form builder I just showed, you can easily upload your documents and set fields to be filled with the addition of securely gathering one or several electronic signatures, depending on your internal workflow. This helpful tool may fit easily into your process for important paperwork, such as agreements or waivers for existing or new patients. And this will include a signature audit trail by default. Jotform Sign capabilities are included with every Jotform account and can even be configured in a HIPAA-compliant environment as well. Overall, Jotform Sign is another easy way to take a current paper document process and digitize and automate it easily. One last feature I want to touch on while discussing the sharing of forms is the use of our no-code Jotform apps. Jotform apps, commonly referred to as portals, can be a quick and easy reference tool for patients and internal staff alike to easily access the paperwork they need. I have our app template library up to show the different options tagged healthcare available for app building. You can easily add any of these templates to your system and build off from there. Or you can start from scratch and build out your own custom app to be used however you may need. Some of the app functionality includes adding forms, adding signed documents, linking out to different resources via buttons, and providing contact information for how a patient can reach your office. On the flip side of that, an internal staff app could include submission information for their review via the table elements. An app can easily be added to a user's mobile device or tablet and can be shared via direct link or even QR code for ease of access. Additionally, Jotform apps, and all forms as well, are scaled to the device in which they are accessed. Having forms that can easily be accessed on the go by your patient is so helpful when considering one's day-to-day schedule. Electronic form capabilities through Jotform really do save time, allowing the patient to access forms on their own schedule. Once the forms and documents are distributed either by thank you page action buttons, assignment via the approval flow, or from an app and filled out, you can leverage notification and autoresponder emails to notify necessary internal staff of the patient and appointment information and send confirmation directly to the patient themselves. Currently in Jotform itself, emails are the primary notification process for both patients and providers to inform of a new submission. For any other forms of communication, such as phone calls or text messages, these may be able to be accomplished via a third-party integration. If that is something you're interested in employing in your process, please contact our support team for more information on third-party integrations. In the email builder, which we can see here, you can select which information you'd like to include in the body or the subject line of the email itself. Things like name, email address, purpose of appointment, or any other fields that resonate with your organization's process. Alongside the information being included in the body or the subject line of the email, you can also opt to include a PDF of the submission for your own filing, as well as any uploaded files by the patient as an attachment on the email. Having this information included as direct attachments on the email notification allow your staff to have quick and easy access to patient information to attach to their internal records and streamline the entire scheduling to appointment process. You can even employ conditional logic alongside your emails so that only specific providers and staff are notified of the new form submission and can take action on that information as needed. Receiving information in the email is a helpful feature when looking at one individual patient submission at a time, but let's take a look at ways you can see all of the patient information at once and even generate reports to identify trends and better adjust your process to meet patient needs. Here we have the submission table, one of the 3 places alongside the inbox and PDF editor where submission information is held. The submission table will allow you to see all form submission information in a database style format. The first feature I'd like to highlight is the ability to add manually filled columns to easily collaborate with other users to manage patient information. I've gone ahead and added a checkbox column here, denoting that insurance information has been processed. Once this box is checked, all staff with access to this table will be able to see that this task has been completed to avoid mistakenly completing double work. Another type of column I've added here is the multi-select column to tag patient insurance information for not only easy organization and filtering, but also for reporting. In this multi-select column, I've created a series of tags that will let our staff know the specifics of the type of insurance. From here, I can filter and create separate tabs that will update as new submissions are received that meet these filtered parameters. I can also quickly summarize the content of the column in a quick and easy to read report. I can share this with necessary staff and stakeholders to ensure that our services are best meeting our patient need. The last type of column I want to highlight is the action button column that can send mass communication to all patients that have submitted on the form. In this example of the insurance verification form, I can set up an email template that can be sent en masse to all of our patients on a given day, let's say the start of the year, to ask them if their information on file is still correct, and to advise them to fill out a new form should they need to update their insurance information on file. Once that's sent, which we can do here for all submissions, the time is recorded, and in the event that the email is not received, we can easily resend directly from the column. Now, I know that was a lot of information, and this is only a small sample of all of the dynamic and helpful features Jotform Enterprise provides. If anything caught your eye, or if you'd like to take a deeper in-depth dive at how Jotform Enterprise may look for your specific use case, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. Thank you for your time today, and back to you, Lainey.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate having your expertise on these calls. And I'm sure the audience appreciates the demo as well. So thank you so much, Lauren, for walking us through all of that. All right. At this time, I'd like to share a couple of free resources that are available on our website for those of you looking for more information or more examples. You can check out our white papers and our recent 2024 healthcare trend report to learn more about technology's role in healthcare. If you'd like to learn how your peers in the healthcare industry are leveraging technology, we have several case studies on our website, and the organization names are listed here. If you're curious about digitizing your intake forms or want to tinker around with the Jotform platform, Jotform has more than 10,000 free templates you can try out, including over 1,900 healthcare-specific form templates. And if you have lingering questions about different options available for HIPAA and non-HIPAA forms and processes, you can learn about that as well. There's a help guide linked here in the slide. And then finally, as I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, we are recording it. It will be available and posted to our YouTube channel. So please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, at this time, I want to check in with Griffin and see if we have any questions from the audience.
Yeah, so nothing from the YouTube side, but here in Zoom we have one. The question is there a way to find all the client's data across various forms in one table?
I can take that one.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So you do have a couple of options. You can connect to various forms and create tabs within a table. So that way you can navigate through the tabs. Currently, there's not a way for multiple form information to be in one tab without that connection feature, but you can connect to an additional form through the add tab function and connect to form, which you'll see directly on your table.
And then there's actually a follow-up to that, and that is, I'm also wondering how emails are sent to various providers about clients. Is it a HIPAA compliant email?
I can take this one also. So if you are in a HIPAA compliant environment, anything that is considered PHI, so protected health information, on the form builder itself, will not be included in the email and will require them to authenticate with a user account to be able to log in and actually see the table with that information included. Anything that's not considered PHI, so maybe things like name or patient email address or date and time of appointment, if that's not denoted as PHI on the form builder, that can be included as plain text in your email, but anything else would be shown as hidden to protect your privacy and would require authentication through a licensed user account to be able to log in and actually see the answers to those specific questions.
Great. We've got another one here. Is it possible to collect HIPAA e-signatures, as in HIPAA e-signed documents or forms?
I'll take this one as well. Yes, signature capability currently available for all accounts, even HIPAA compliant servers. Jotform sign is e-sign and UETA compliant for e-signatures. And within a HIPAA compliant environment, as I kind of mentioned as well during my demo, there are some additional considerations to keep in mind. There will be things such as needing to establish a password for each Jotform sign documents sent out so that the PDF can be downloaded with that data directly on it. But if you do have any specific questions about utilizing HIPAA for emails, form building, anything like that, our support team is very much here and ready to help. And if you're not a current enterprise user, definitely recommend reaching out to sales just to see if that may work for you.
Cool. Another one here, we've got, is there a way to integrate the appointment booker widget to external calendars, such as integrating it with an Outlook calendar or a Salesforce calendar, etc.?
Currently not with that appointment widget that I showed during, or sorry, element that I showed during my demo today. However, we do directly integrate with things like Microsoft Power Automate for Outlook. As far as Salesforce, I would have to double check on that and get back. But we not with that appointment element. However, there are widgets such as Calendly has a widget that can directly embed a calendar onto the form that does sync with external calendars. So that's an option worth looking into as well. But for specific information on where your calendar is kept, it may be worth, again, reaching out to the team and just letting us know what service you are using to see how we can make that work for you.
Cool. And a similar one here with scheduling. Is it possible to integrate with Bubble to send out reminder appointment texts?
I'm happy to take that one. So many of our customers use Zapier or the existing autoresponders and notification emails that Lauren showed to communicate with their clients. You can look on our website. All of Jotform's integrations are listed on the website there. So you might want to check and just see if your specific integration is there. But like I said, there are additional ways to create that setup if you don't see something specific. So please do reach out and ask if you have additional questions once you've had a chance to review the integrations.
Cool. Another one here. Are you planning any more healthcare or HIPAA related webinars or resources?
I can take that one. Yes. So we're in the process of planning our next season of Lunch and Learns, which is kind of another version of similar to these webinars. And we will be including more HIPAA specific information during the next season. So if you're not already registered for our Lunch and Learn sessions, I definitely recommend visiting jotform.com/enterprise/lunch-and-learn-sessions. But additionally, in the meantime, we do have a helpful article in our user guide detailing the considerations that need to be made for a HIPAA compliant environment. And then again, for any other questions specific to your use case, you can always reach out to our support team.
I'll just piggyback on that really quickly for the URL. If anyone is on the Jotform Enterprise website, if you just go to the resources section, there's a link directly to the Lunch and Learn page. It has all the historical sessions and we'll be promoting some new ones soon. So just, yeah, Jotform Enterprise and then the resources section.
All right, we've got another one here from the chat. The question is it possible for each form and follow-up forms to have unique IDs for each patient to help us connect multiple form data to one another?
Yes. So it depends on how you want to generate it. So we do have a widget called the Unique ID widget that will basically generate a patient ID in this example. Maybe on that primary form. So whatever form you're kind of starting with, and it's a hidden field, they wouldn't be able to see it by default. And what you can do is via the various pre-fill options that I kind of showed throughout my demo is you can pass that unique ID to different forms. That way they'll all be quote unquote tagged with that unique ID. And then you can easily be able to identify that particular patient by their ID number on any given form if it's passed through the pre-fill.
All right, we've got one more here. Does Jotform offer customizations for HIPAA and non-HIPAA forms? How do they differ?
I will take that one. So to maintain security, Jotform offers servers specifically set up in a HIPAA-friendly way. Our customers who need both HIPAA and non-HIPAA forms may want to consider having two servers, one for HIPAA forms and one for non-HIPAA forms. This offers that maximum security for the sensitive information on the HIPAA compliant environment and that maximum flexibility for sharing and analyzing data to include non-HIPAA forms. But we also do have that user guide article that I know I've mentioned a couple times. And it basically just details the difference between a regular enterprise server and a HIPAA compliant server. And you can find that on our user guide.
Great. I think that is, let me double check really quick. Actually, we've got one more that just came in here. Do you have integrations with multiple EHRs? For example, Epic, Veradigm, etc.
To my knowledge, we don't integrate with them directly or natively. However, I always recommend looking into other options such as webhooks, so sending the data post submission to those third-party EHR services. You can also double check kind of the middlemen services like Lainey mentioned, like Zapier. So there are options, and I definitely recommend looking into those to see if those are on there, if those are services that you're using. You can also, if for any reason there's not, a way to integrate via those options, there are options to export table data and then you can re-upload it into the service. So you can export a submission table that I showed as something like a CSV or an Excel file, and then upload that as well. So you definitely have options. Highly recommend, just kind of getting in there and seeing what works for you based on the services that you're using.
Great. And that is going to wrap up the Q&A, I believe.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Griffin. Thank you, Lauren, and thank everyone today for joining us. Really appreciate your questions, and I would highly encourage you to reach out to our team here, contact sales. If you are already a customer, contact your customer support team. We're here to help you, and we want you to be able to make the most of technology. So